Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I am the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with jetting back to 1990, the Winnipeg Jets 1990-91 season start. Jeff, this Winnipeg Jets team is a lot different in some ways, but not a lot different in other ways from the real 1990s team. So let's look about what happened after the end of last season, where we ended up bowing out in round 2, if I remember right.
Actually, let's look at what the actual Jets did, because you were a little behind the Jets' regular season result. They didn't make the second round of the playoffs in 90 in the real league, didn't they? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They lost in round 1.
Yeah. Lost in round 1, and so then
after being up 3-1 to the Oilers.
And this was the offseason that they traded Howard Chuck for Housley.
Yes.
Which did not work out well at all in the long run for them. So we've gone in a different direction. Yeah.
King of Hams. All right. Thanks for coming in. So we ended up signing some guys, re-signing some guys, and then we got to free agency here, and I'm just trying to remember. So, we added a couple Russians.
We replicated the mid-'90s Buffalo Sabres goaltending only a few years earlier.
Yes,
we signed Dominik Hasek, who's the free agent out of still Czechoslovakia at this point, I guess.
Yeah, we brought in Stu Barnes, who's the draft pick. We signed Yuri Slager, who I believe was a draft pick for us in this past draft. Alexei Zamnov, Sergei Zubov.
Brought Dan Hodgson back from Switzerland, I see.
Yes, we needed to add some depth. I was looking at we added, Dan Hodgson. Rick Tabaraki as a goaltender we brought back again. Chris Draper we signed, so we're not trading him away for $1.
And old man Guy Lafleur.
Yes, we released Mario Brunette. And yes, Guy Lafleur has come in. He's very sad right now. So we'll have to see. Re-signed Teppo Numminen. We made a minor trade, getting a guy who's 1.5 stars, giving up a guy who was half star. So I'm okay with that. And so we'll take a look here at the.
One other thing, if you got room, you still got the rights to Ian Duncan, who played for you last year. If you want a little more depth, you could re-sign him. He's a restricted free agent.
Well, let's look at our depth chart here as I pull it up. So we have Grant Fuhr as our number 1, Dominik Hasek quickly closing in as our number 2. So we have an extra good goalie of Bob Essenza, but we just can't seem to find somebody who wants to give us something good back. Kind of wanted a 4th-round pick, and we just haven't quite got that. So we might actually have to rock 3 goalies on our roster for a bit.
You've got him on the trading block too, so you may get something for him an offer sooner or later.
Yeah. So
looks like Duncan would be your number 4 left wing if you were to re-sign him.
Yeah, but we're not knocking Anton Stastny out.
And you signed Kaminsky too.
Yeah.
So
like Zdeno Cigar is going to end up down. I mean, I can send him down right now.
Yeah.
And Stu Barnes is going to. He's going to end up down. As will Zamnov. So, I mean, we have some guys.
Left wing and center are probably going to wind up looking pretty similar to what they did last season.
Yeah.
It's a right side that's going to be a lot different with Solani and Lafleur coming in.
Yeah. So, I mean, So, Ian Duncan is a guy who we could sign, but I don't really see a lot of reason to. And if I could put him.
And you can always sign him in mid-season if you really need, Yeah. You could trade the rights, or you could sign him mid-season if you need the help.
Yeah. So, I mean, our defense looks a lot better with adding a couple of Russians to help, or adding, Alexander Gusterov, and then we added Sergei Zubov as our future with Yuri Slager. And we got a couple guys who we have rights to, and I dumped some guys' rights because there's some guys we just don't need. Like Ron Jones here, I'm going to release his rights because we don't need him. He's a half-star player.
Yeah.
And like Steve Dubinsky, well, he might turn into something yet. We'll hold on to him for now.
Yeah, it has 1.5 stars potential. Still could be something, but
okay, but like Pekka Patola, do we really need him right now? Half star talent, half star potential, playing in Finland.
yeah, you could probably let that go.
Yeah, so we'll lapse his player rights too. So currently, looking at our roster, we currently have 41 guys under contract. We could add somebody else, but there's not much on free agency unless we're bringing back like a Bobby Dallas, who did play for the Jets in real life.
I think you're reasonably deep at D right now.
Yeah.
Although actually, no, you're kind of thin on the farm team. Although you could sign a Donnelly or Waters again, re-sign one of those.
We're signing Bobby Dallas. There we go. We just offered him a contract. You can play both sides. He's 1.5 stars, 2-star talent. Might as well. And I mean, yeah, there's some guys here, but I mean, it's just not a lot there. So we're just gonna kind of have to roll. I like that there's 3 Japanese guys who are suddenly. Which, Jeff, do you know anything about these Japanese guys?
They're probably
Kurobi?
Japanese national team players that are in there because they were in the Olympics one year.
Yeah, coming up for 98, maybe.
Can't remember.
It'd be 8 years away, and these guys are all early 20s, so I could see that.
Yeah.
Being for the
it was.
Yeah. So
when the games were in Japan, 98. That's right.
Our team's going to look interesting as we go here.
It could be better. Yeah, I mean, you've only got to beat. I think what was the actual record this season? 63. Yeah, 63 points.
Yeah. So alone on our goaltending, we should probably be able to beat that. Okay, so Bobby Dallas does sign. Great. And Dwayne Sutter's looking at being moved. Bobby Dallas.
We're signing Yari Curry for big money.
We'll give him 22. Yeah, 6 years at $8.4 million.
That reminds me, I did make some adjustments to the historical financial translation, like the dollar amounts. So you'll get more of the salaries will go up a lot more than they were previously as you're going through the 90s, the way they did in real life.
All right, so we need to name our captain and assistant captains. We are currently missing an assistant captain. So let's look at our mental rating. So Jeff, what do we want to look at for leadership? Is our number 1?
Yeah, determination too.
Determination. So currently we have Howardchuk and then Cunnyworth. I don't mind the idea of putting Teppo Newman in as a defense or as our assistant captain.
Yeah, he's only 22. I mean, you could do Carlisle too, but Carlisle is kind of on his way out.
Yeah, I'm just leadership. Newman and him are the same, and he's got higher determination than Carlisle. So, yeah.
I think that's worth it. He's young, but he'll grow into it, and you'll be keeping him around a while.
So I'll put him as our assistant captain number 2. Yeah, I like that. All right, so there we go. We feel pretty good about that now. So we have a game versus Pittsburgh here. We're going to have Furyk, Hasek, and then on defense, Kyler Ellett. Momantha's in, Teppo Newman's not. So what is that? 1, 2, 6 defensemen. Oh, wait. Frederick Olofsson doesn't need to be in there. Yes, he does. Sorry, I'm looking at Jed York. Going to send him down.
Jason York?
Jason York.
Jed.
I don't know.
Where'd you get Jed from?
I don't know. I'm half asleep. I guess that's what I'm going with. Greg Hodgood's kind of could be our 7th defenseman here. All right, so how does that look? We have Carlisle, Ellett, Gusarov, Mantha, Newman, and Olofsson.
Yeah, I mean, you can still preseason. You can shuffle that around.
All right, so that means we have 3 forwards we need to dress. So he's coming back in. Solani's coming in. And Chris Draper we're going to send down because he's half-star and he's not going to be ready to go anyways. Helmanen's likely going to play, but he's still out day-to-day with his broken kneecap. So that means...
Is that the one he got last year?
Yep.
Still?
Yep. He's going to be ready for the start of the regular season.
Yeah, March 2nd. Yeah, we lost him for the playoffs.
So I guess we're putting in Kaminsky. Yeah, see, the reason why I signed Hodson is because, I mean, we really don't have a lot of depth behind him. Like, if you look
You
at
got a lot
our...
of centers, but I mean, Javnov and Draper are still a couple of years away.
Well, we can bring Stu Barnes up at a bit of a... if we need him. And, I mean, we could sign Ruzynska again if we need to. Or bring back Ian Duncan. Oh, Ian Duncan dropped a 1.5-star, 2-star talent?
Yeah. Okay, maybe you don't bring him back then.
Yeah, he dropped off like a tank there. All right, so I guess I need to make the lines here. So let's take a look at what our lines do. Howardchuk's going to stay on the first line. Everything else is, let's see what the assistant does. All right, it's put Solani on the third. Okay, yeah, let's change his tactics first because Solani isn't. I do not like him on that role as a screener. No. Let's put him as a sniper, huh?
You may want to just starting the season. You may want to have the AI set the roles and then just check everything you didn't do. It doesn't look right.
Let's try this. Okay, there. Solani moves up to second. Guy Lafleur is on the third line. Okay, should I put should I put Guy Lafleur with the Stasny brothers?
Yeah, why not?
All right, so we're going to put Ron Wilson on the fourth line. And, oh, yeah, Kaminsky needs to switch his role, too.
Lafleur wasn't really around for the bad years of the Canadiens and Nordiques feud.
All right, so I kind of like this. Let's just change our minutes a bit. All right, so let's go back to our tactics here and player. And Kaminsky. Let's change him to a counter-attacking forward? Speedy forward?
Probably speedy forward.
I like that. Gives us fourth line some punch, which means we should also probably move Gusterov's. Yeah, screener role. Yeah, no. Mobile defenseman, I think, right? Good Russian mobile defenseman. Okay. All right. I put some with Teppo Newman on the second pairing. I like that. Okay, so let's give this a shot now. Game versus Pittsburgh. We're just going to sim this out. And we win 5-4 in the preseason. Kaminsky scores the first goal, then Peter Stastny. Randy Cunneyworth, Guy Lafleur scores, Brett Ashton scores. All right. Gotta like it when those guys immediately start putting up points for you. And game versus Boston, the only change we're going to make is we're going to throw the Dominator in. And sim it out, and we lose 3-1 to Boston. Howardchuk scores, and then we give up 3 straight in the third period. At that third period, late in the third period. Ouch, 1640, 1856, and 1943. That is disappointing. Randy Carlyle with an awful game. All right. And Ramo Helmanen's getting ready for contact, so that's good. Game versus Philly. Okay, we'll leave everything as it is again. Sim it out, and 3-0 Philadelphia win. Mark Howe scores.
Getting a lot of goals here.
Rick Tocchet, Brian Propp.
And did I see right? Craig Patrick is coaching the Flyers?
Could be. I'm skip past that for a second.
Staff. Yep.
Yes, Craig Patrick is coaching.
Looks like they just hired him in the offseason.
Interesting choice. And Helmanen's almost back. Also good. Game versus Montreal. Oh, Helmanen. Peter Stastny's a little hurt too. That's not great. Cunneyworth's down to 62%, so we're going to throw in Hodson in his spot. If I can find his name right there. Forgot to switch goalies. Doesn't matter. Versus Montreal, we lose 7-3. Ouch. Montreal just rolls us, even though we score up 2-0 to start. Usarov scores his first. Rough beginning. And Dale Howardchuk and Guy Lafleur got injured. Oh, man. Howardchuk bruised ribs out 1 to 2 weeks. And Guy Lafleur strained ACL out 1 to 2 months.
Not a great start to his Winnipeg career.
Oh, boy. Oh, thank you for the raid. P-Wog, thanks for coming out. How cold is it in the Great White North? He says in our FHM chat. P-Wog, it is currently about minus 41 with wind chill here right now.
Oh, good go. Yeah, I was going to complain that it was like minus 23. I went up, drove part way up to Kamloops this afternoon to see my cousin, and where we wound up going, I think got it down to about minus 25. But you guys got it bad. What's it without the wind chill?
About minus 28 or so.
Oh, yeah. So
actually, I'm okay with it being around minus 25. In fact, I think it's quite lovely. Okay. In fact, we are going to end up bringing back Vladimir because we need. You know, we're going to offer him a training camp tryout. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Maybe that'll buy us enough time. So we'll put him in. Still need one more. Helmanen's not perfect, but I guess he's coming in.
Funny, this afternoon I was sitting there in the restaurant talking to my cousin about World Juniors and saying I wouldn't be surprised if they wound up having to cancel a tournament with all the cases that were popping up, and like 10 minutes later, up on the TV, Bob McKenzie pops up and, oh yeah, they canceled it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. I mean, it wasn't a complete surprise.
It seems like, very poorly organized.
Alberta government.
And the funny thing is somebody out there who's going to be able to say their wedding ruined the World Junior Championships. So you had, what was it, a wedding? Was it a wedding party or a reception or something? And the guests were
to me, yeah,
mixing in with the players, and like you thought they would have been in a bubble like the NHL did a couple of years ago. And wow, you got blown up by the Bruins.
Yeah, okay. So Bob Essenza improved. Good. Dominic Hasek is up to 3.5 stars now. Like it. A lot of ups. Timo Solani. Ooh, look at all those ups. Speed, strength, fighting, leadership, screening, offensive read, hitting. Sergei
that's your big
Zubov.
Training camp improvement.
Yeah. Not much there. We're going to have to watch the waiver wires here. To see.
Yeah, start of the season will be coming up.
If we can maybe jump to add some forward help, because I mean, we have some guys, but man, okay, Pat Elnick's down to 53%, but I guess I need to call somebody else back up. Oh, Stu Barnes is going to come up and get in a game.
I mean, you had a really packed week. Your first exhibition week, I think you got like, 7 games in 10 days. So that's why you guys are running down to begin with.
That's fine, but I'm also thinking about if we get injuries throughout the year, what exactly happens. And we beat Vancouver 7-4.
You're not going to get injuries. You never get injuries.
Remind me what happened during your game?
And
P-Wog says, yes, it's a bit of a heat wave at 35 Fahrenheit.
Funny thing is, I saw it was up in Alaska. It was, I think, 61 Fahrenheit along the coast. It's really warm up there for some reason. They're not getting the cold that the rest of us are getting.
The good news for us here, at least, is we actually got a snowfall. In fact, we now officially have more snow than we did have last year, which is good because we've been in drought conditions. And it is the waiver draft, so this could actually help us.
There we go.
We might actually lose
good old
Bob
waiver
Essenza
draft.
here. Maybe I should see if I can
trade him. Oh, yeah, I forgot about
that. Can I trade Bob Essenza?
You better shop him quickly, just to see if you can get any return from him, because you may be losing them.
4 offers. Brian Hayward, no.
Oh wait, no, he's okay. No,
Eric
he was
Boucher.
on the protected list. Yeah. Well, that's
Okay,
not going to accomplish
Paul
anything.
Stanton.
If you're just getting players back, you're probably
Yeah.
going to lose it anyhow.
Paul Stanton is a 23-year-old defenseman. Which maybe we could flip
it's
to
just
something
not a
else.
great return, but you can do it. Yeah, if you think you're going to lose them.
Well, how does Bob Essensa not get picked up in the waiver draft?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to complete the trade to Buffalo. And then we're immediately going to shop Paul Stanton. And we got absolutely no offers for him. Fantastic. Well, I'm sorry to send Bob Essensa to Buffalo again, but at least he'll get to play in Buffalo. Okay, so we're putting, obviously...
I know it did last time he went to Buffalo, killed his career, but... Have you still got goalie depth? Yeah, you got Tabarachi and Blaine signed?
I brought him back.
Yeah.
So the waiver draft basically protected everybody on your roster except for the extra forward, extra defenseman.
You could leave LaFleur off. You're protecting Duncan?
Well, who else am I going to protect?
Well, somebody you've actually signed?
Well, he's showing up as 2.5 stars now again. That's weird. Protect Mo Mantha. I guess we're protecting Hodson. So Ian Duncan
signed Bobby Dallas.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he goes, he goes. It's not the end of the world. We signed him for nothing. Let's continue then. They can expect a challenge from Coke One's Winnipeg Jets. Oh, we actually get mentioned as a possible team.
Yeah, actually, I noticed on the if you look on the standing screen where it shows your strengths, it lists everything for us.
Sweet. Paul Stanton wants number 25. Not a chance. He can have 52. All right. What a trade down. Let's put Stanton immediately on the trade block anyways. All right, it is the waiver draft. Man, Guy Hebert is the first guy who could go. That would be a nice pickup. So first pick is we lose Steve Conrad. Just immediately. Huh? It's a Jet. Okay, sure. Kari Taco. Ken Danico goes. Peter Briza. Jeff Sharples. Dale Henry. Reed Larson. Mikko McKella. Well, we could pick up Guy Hebert.
But we don't have to protect anybody. Yeah, that might make sense. And that makes up for losing Essensa.
Although we'll only keep him for a year. But
I need to resign him.
I know, but we can only protect 2 goalies during the next waiver draft.
Oh, one thing if you're going to, I can't remember. You may want to click on one of those guys that was already selected. I can't remember if we put the temporary no movement clause on waiver draft picks.
Okay, Ken Danico.
Did you check the contract screen?
No movement clause, no.
Okay, yeah, so we didn't do it with the waiver draft guys. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure because you didn't want to get stuck with not being able to put Santi Bear anywhere.
No. Well, we could bring in Bob Beers because, I mean, great name. Or we could bring in Keith Acton, Tough Acton to Acton.
Basil McRae, if you want a tough guy. Or you can bring back Daniel Bertio.
Pokey in the Bandit. Pokey in the Bandit. All right. All right, we're going to take Hebert. And I wonder if Duncan gets picked. Yep, there he goes. New Jersey takes him. Oh, we could have brought in Craig Billington. Who did he play for the Jets?
No, don't think so. Senators.
I think the Jets had his rights at some point. I could be wrong about that.
I don't remember that.
Having a couple. And Danton Cole goes to Quebec. Bobby Dulles gets picked up because, of course, it did. Man, we lost a lot of our defensive depth. Okay, well, maybe it's a good thing we picked up a one-star defenseman. Oh, man. Okay, we still have Hargood and Marchand. Zubov still around. Okay. So we're still okay, but that's not as good as it was. Rough go. Game tomorrow versus Toronto, so I'll put Elmer back in.
Clean up your roster a little bit, too. Here at the start of the regular season.
Hebert wants 31. Well, he's not getting it. He can have 32. All right, so we're sending Hebert down. We are sending Sergei Zubov down. Stanton's going down. All right, Howard Chuck's bruised ribs day-to-day, so he can probably come in. So Howard Chuck's coming in. Cunnyworth can come in, which means...
We're going to send one more guy down.
Can go down. I know, I'm just looking here. I think we're going to send down Brian Marchand.
Yeah, Marchand isn't waiver eligible, so he...
No, you know what? We're going to send Stu Barnes down.
Oh, yeah, I can do that too.
He doesn't need to sit here and not play. Okay, so that gives us 23-23. Let us remake the lines here. How dare it try and take away the Stastny brothers. Put them on separate lines. Shocking. Shocking, shocking, shocking. All right. Game versus Toronto. Do you want to play it out, Jeff? Ty Sailor 141 in the chat says, first time watching FHM. Well, thanks for coming out. Let's play this game out.
Yeah, it's a home opener. Or is it the home opener or the... yeah, it is home opener.
Let's see if...
May want to turn the sound down before you start.
I already did.
He wasn't low, even a little loud?
I turned it down manually in my Windows settings already. It's not loud if you check the stream.
The slightly off-center Winnipeg Jets logo.
Hey, that's where...
Oh, good God.
What?
You still got the mod in, huh?
I love it. Although Newman's name's not centered on it. That's weird.
Yeah, looks like that's not working properly. I think do you need to reset that then?
Everybody else is working. Howard Chuck's is working.
Oh, yeah, it is. Huh.
It's interesting.
That's weird. I'll have to get Sebastian to take a look at that. It's just by way of explanation, Adam is... These are not the default graphics from the game. Adam is...
How do you not like it? It's the mascot mod.
I still think that looks like Grover.
No, man, it's Benny and the Jets. Benny and the Jets. Yes, that's the way. Elnick skate to the corner.
What highlight setting have you got on this?
That was on full. We're going to switch it to all goals. All goals. Come on, don't you love all the bears at the top of the screen sitting on the bench? Penalty after penalty.
Like a Coke commercial.
Pat Elnick is confused about his role. But he still doesn't understand it after we explain it to him. All right, second period. And I like it. I like it. Oh, look, Kaminsky's is cut off there too. All right, goal scored. Way to go, boys. Pat Elnick scores.
Grodnick steals it. Good conversion there.
Oh, here we go again. Oh, nice goal right off the face-off. Andy Carlisle scores. All right, 2-0. And Gary Lehman is hurt for a couple months. Explain it to him again, and he still doesn't know. So we should probably look at changing Elnick's role then if he doesn't understand it.
Yeah, see what he's got. And Solani gets his first NHL penalty.
And Elnick buries an empty netter. All right. End game, 3-0 shutout victory. All right, what a way to start the season.
Yep.
How do you not love the mascot mod? It makes me laugh every time. I'm sitting here just giggling, trying to not sound on the mic. I love it. And yeah, okay, awesome. All right, so let's look at techniques. Elnick is a power forward. Should we change him to a up and down winger? He's a 15 versus 14.
That's, probably the problem.
So we'll change him to an up and down winger. Stay in his lane. Wouldn't mind giving him a little bit more freedom than that, but all right. Yeah, we heard Gary Lehman. He's gone for 6 weeks. Someone took out Guy Lafleur. We'll take out somebody else. And all right, Howardchuk's almost ready to go. He's already playing, so that's fine. Game versus Edmonton here, who we actually beat in the playoffs last year.
Surprisingly.
So we'll give them the Dominator for game 2. And we win 5-2. Thomas Dean with a goal and 2 assists. Solani picks up his first goal. Mark Messier fights Randy Carlisle in the first period. Gets a 10-minute misconduct. We outshoot them 40-24. Nice. Oh, yeah, we dominated that third period. 114, 126, and then 312. Nice. And Timo Solani starts off his rookie campaign with a goal in the second game. And an assist, I guess, too. So, huzzah. All right, Guy Lafleur has ready to return to practice. And Howardchuk is now healthy to play, but he's at 70%, so hopefully he gets a little bit better shape for the game tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll recover a little bit of that.
He's up to 87. Okay, game versus Calgary. Give Grant Fuhr the revenge game from the future, and we lose 4-2 versus Calgary. Calgary was the ones who beat us in the playoffs, too.
Calgary was for their second consecutive Stanley Cup.
Okay, apparently the Russians were mad and went fighting in the first period. Who saw that coming? All right, then. I have no words. All right. Who got suspended? Oh, Momenta got hurt. Bruised hand day to day. So that means Hoggood's coming in. All right, everybody else is staying mostly healthy. Like it. All right, we'll give Hasek this game versus Boston. And we win 6-3 against Boston. Howardchuk Solani with another goal and assist. Howardchuk goes shorthanded and then on the power play to start us off.
What line do you have Solani on?
He's on the second line.
Second line, yeah.
Solani is playing with Thomas Dean and Randy Kennyworth. Should we move him up to the first line and take Pat Elnick's spot? Put him with Howardchuk?
No, I'll let Elnick's been doing okay. No, I'd leave him there for as long as he's They're both doing well right now, so no
Or should
reason
we
to
put
screw that up.
Solani on the other side? Put him on the
No,
left
just
wing.
leave it as it is. If he's scoring now, just go with that.
All right. Grant Fuhr's in net versus Washington. And 4-2 victory. Howardchuk with another goal and assist. Solani gets another penalty. Kaminsky scores. Howardchuk, Solani gets the empty netter. That's 3 straight games with goals for Solani. You know, I was just thinking, should I? Okay, I'm just.
Did you?
I'm just wondering if I should sign. Rizika to a contract.
Or?
Just to have. Actually, we could sign Brent Hughes to a contract. He's 1.5 stars. To give us some depth in case we do get injuries. I'm going to sign Brent Hughes. He only wants 50,000 anyways, so. Oh, geez. And Randy Kennyworth got hurt in that game. Oh, man. So did Teppo Numminen. Teppo Numminen tore his ankle ligaments. He's gone 2 to 3 weeks. Ugh.
2 to 3 months, not weeks.
No. Oh, man. Okay, I misread it. To the injured list. Mantha better not be gone long. Bruce Spine for Randy Kennyworth. And Ron Wilson is hurt day to day.
Wow, you got beat up that game.
Apparently. So maybe it's a really good thing I signed him. Okay, so let's go back to our depth chart here. I guess we can blink. Okay, I'm still going to sign Ruzynka now because we need him. He only wants 2 years, whatever. Ooh, he's showing up as 1 star, though. That's disappointing. Whatever. We need the depth, apparently. Game versus Philadelphia. All right, so we'll put Dominic Hasek in. And 5-3 loss. Ooh. Ouch.
Not a great game for Hasek.
No. Only, I guess we gave up 42 shots.
42 shots, yeah. You guys
Dan Hudson
didn't help much.
Got an assist there, or got a shorthanded goal. We stuck Rick Tuckett's point streak. Mantha can play, but we'll hold him out. Just trying to look here. Okay. Yeah, that's probably part of the reason Hodson we need to change his tactic. If I can find him, there he is. Oh, he's not really good at anything, huh? Let's put him as a playmaker then. Kennyworth is ready to return to practice. Also good. Contract dissolved between Bernhardt and Toronto. All right, game versus the Islanders, who we actually beat up all the time last year. So does that continue? And 3-2 victory.
Yeah, not exactly beating him up, but...
A win is a win, as a win is a win. And we will take every advantage we can get.
You got outshot pretty badly there.
You know, it
sure
doesn't matter.
You?
Doesn't matter. Ron Wilson is healthy and ready to go, but he's 70%. He's still going to stay in. Hasek's coming in for a game versus the Rangers. Fuhr's getting hot, which is also good for us. And 6-3 victory over the Rangers. Also good. 6-2-0 to start the season, Jeff. Peter Stastny, Howardchuk, Ellett, Ashton, Howardchuk.
Howardchuk with 4 points, too.
Yeah, big game for him.
Sure you don't want to trade him for Phil Housley?
I tried to bring Phil Housley to this team, but you said no.
How are the Sabres doing? I'm assuming
question.
they kept him.
Buffalo is 3-3-6. And yeah, so Essenza has played in 3 games and has an .864 save percentage.
Well, they were about 500 this year after trading for Howard Chuck, so they're pretty much on target.
With Uwe Krupp. All right. So game here versus Vancouver. And it's a 4-1 victory for us. Awesome. Stastny, Wilson, Ogrick, Kaminsky. Okay, I am concerned because Solani hasn't scored for a bit.
There's Wintles looking like.
I'm going to just try flipping Solani and Ogrick. See what happens. Patrick Sundstrom is on the block. And Guy Lafleur is back sooner rather than later? Not far from returning? Okay, well, that's a little bit hopeful. Guy Lafleur has returned.
And Gretzky was apparently suspended.
Oh, missed that. Okay, so Guy Lafleur is back. We're going to leave him out for this game, and then we'll look at the lines. We're just going to sim through this really quickly and see what happens. And we actually beat the Edmonton 4-1. Peter Stastny with 1 goal, 2 assists. Okay, Solani gets the first goal, putting him up on the first line.
Maybe have a look at your stats. I'm curious. The Stastny seem to be doing pretty well this year. Because they've been not too impressive in the first.
Well, they only played a few gaans. So Howardchuk has 16 points in 10 games. Ogrick has 11 points in 10 games. Elnick has 11 points in 10 games.
Peter Stastny, 8 points in 10 games. Pretty good at this point in his career.
Yeah. Carlisle has 11 points in 10 games. Solani has 6 points in 10 games. That's not bad. Anton has 6 points in 10 games. Yeah, we're getting scoring up and down our lineup, which makes a bit of a difference here. Okay, so Cunnyworth is still out. Brent Ashton actually just got hurt. So let's drop him and bring in Guy Lafleur. Okay, so let's look at the lines here. We're going to lock in Solani and we're going to lock in Howardchuk and the Stastny brothers. Actually, wait, did I put in Lafleur? Yes, okay, I couldn't remember if I did.
Yep.
All right. This doesn't create lines, so Kaminsky up with... Okay, Helmanen... We have Hodson and Helmanen as both playmakers. Okay, maybe we should find a different role for Hodson still then. I don't like having that 2 playmakers. That's probably not a good plan. Put him as a sniper. See if he can be the guy who scores.
Yeah, you try it.
It only drops him 1 point. Okay, game versus LA. We're just going to sim through this again, too. And it's a 6-3 loss. Ugh. Thomas Dean scores, assisted by Solani and Guy Lafleur. Howardchuk scores, assisted by Lafleur. Dave Ellett
scores. Pretty good
first
game for Lafleur.
Yeah, a couple points. But in a losing effort.
And Larry Robbins is playing this one too, so it's the old Canadians reunion.
Randy Cunnyworth is finally getting healthy. We play again versus the Kings, so we'll throw in Hasek for this game, and it is a 5-2 loss. They score 3 straight, we get 1. They score again, we score another 1. LA just has our number. Granted, they have some guy named Wayne Gretzky who, might help them out a bit. But that brings us maybe a little bit closer back down to reality. Another game versus Edmonton. Scouting report tells us basically Tim Waters is the best defenseman available. Ian Duncan apparently is still available. Although he'd be a restricted free agent, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he got released despite the waiver draft claim.
Game versus Edmonton. Maybe they realized how much he wanted and they're like, nah. 6-2 victory over Edmonton. So we're at least owning the Oilers. Guy Lafleur scored all by himself on the power play. Carlisle, Ogrenik. Lafleur picks up another assist. Ramo Haminen and Dan Hodson scored. All right, so our fourth line came through. Nice.
Oh, with a nothing goal at the end of the game, but still.
It wasn't right at the end of the game.
That was the last one of the game.
All right, development report. Chris Draper gets a big chunk. Draper's actually showing 4-star potential now. That's nice. And Zamnov, Zubov. Team Maslany is up to 2.5 stars now. Nice. Agility, team player screening, and defensive read. That's what I like. And that's a lot of downs. Ashton, Carlisle. Oh, Howardchuk. Hodgkin,
that's not
Guy Lafleur, Mo Mantha, Ogrenik, Anton Stastny. Ooh, Anton Stastny dropped down to 2 stars.
Your old guys are hitting the wall pretty hard.
That's okay. That's why we have some younger guys drafted. Game versus Calgary. We put Hasek back in. Summon it out. And 6-3 victory. Now, Jeff, I would be remiss as we're going through the stream. I haven't even mentioned yet that if you haven't picked up FHM, it is on sale for the winter sale for 25% off, which is $29.99 USD, and is available through our website, through Steam, and the Epic Game Store. Guy Lafleur picks up another goal. And yeah, there we go.
Lafleur's actually being pretty productive for us.
He is.
What line do you still got him on the third line, right?
I don't remember where he came back in on. Barry Shankrau is very happy with how things are going. Awesome.
So maybe he won't move us to Phoenix.
No, he's on the second line right now. Guy Lafleur. All right, so Cunnyworth is actually ready to come back. So that means Hodson's coming out. And Cunnyworth's coming in. Which just moved Ogrenik down to the third line with the Stastny brothers. That could actually be a pretty good line. We'll just cut
What's Helminen doing on the second line there? Probably want to switch him with Steam?
That is a great question. What is he doing up there?
In pretty good depth right now.
For the moment.
Aside from the injury problems on D.
Is being shopped. All right, game versus Vancouver. Now we'll leave Fear in. And 6-3 victory for us over Vancouver. Cunnyworth, Gusarov, Solani scores again. Helminen scores. Cunnyworth, Kamensky scores. His 5th. Nice. Interesting player on waivers. Greg Stefan, but we don't exactly need him, so we're going to keep going.
What have you got your interesting player threshold set to?
1.5
stars?
Yeah, 1.5. Listen, it's historical where you have guys rated a little bit lower. I'm going to put Hasek in for this game versus Philly again. And it's a 0-0 game. 2 shutouts.
Oh.
Probably not a very exciting game.
Oh, we outshot them pretty handily, but
35 shots to 15. Oof. All right.
yeah, Hextall got them a point there.
Oh. And now, before we took a bit of a break, we also released an update to FHM, which we played on during our last stream, but is still playing on this current stream as well, which added the ability to add anthems, which you might have heard during our game we looked at, which can be added via mod. We also added the ability for you to create your own hockey cards.
Yep.
As well as Jeff worked hard at creating some additional ones to put in the game.
That was the 91, so you're seeing now. That was I think your design originally, wasn't it? And I changed a couple of things, but was the digital naming thing your idea or mine? I can't remember.
That was yours.
That was mine?
Yeah.
Very 90s.
And we lose 4-2 to Hartford, unfortunately. Dave Babbage comes back to score the game winner. Because, of course, that makes perfect sense. All right.
Yeah, revenge against the Jets, whole team.
Of course. Let's put Hasek in for the game versus Chicago as the what if. Hasek versus Balfour. And it's a 5-3 victory for us over Chicago. Pretty solid. Lafleur scores again on the power play. All right. Got to keep going. We're actually leading our division. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Game versus
Toronto. We were in last place in real life.
Hey, whoa.
Behind Vancouver this year.
Oh, we got our butts kicked by Toronto. What? 3-0 loss. Rob Bramage got a bench penalty for 0 minutes.
That's just how he served the bench penalty. That's how they show up in the box score.
And, of course, Dave Ellett got hurt. The good news is Mo Mantha apparently is back. So we'll take Ellett out and put Mantha in. All right. Actually bumped Kennyworth all the way down to the 4th line, but we'll see if this works. – 7-1 victory over, or 7-1 loss versus Pittsburgh. Ouch. Granted, I think there was a guy or two on this Pittsburgh team that was pretty good.
Yeah, this is starting to get into the good Pittsburgh years now. How many points did Mario have? Only 2 assists.
99 defensive game rating, though.
And
Rob Brown has 100 offensive game rating. Oh, Kevin Stevens, 100 offensive game rating. Now, one of the things we've been doing, too, or I personally have been doing, is doing a lot of hockey card research and finding some very interesting cards on my polls. Injured supply. Mo Mantha got hurt day to day because of course he did. And we don't have an extra defenseman.
And you had no room to call anybody up. So we still got Ashton sitting out.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. I gotta think here. I'm gonna put Ellett to the injured list. So who's coming out of our lineup to get Ashton back in? I guess it's got to be Kaminsky?
Kaminsky or Anton Stastny?
Okay.
Kaminsky scored a little. How's Anton Stastny doing?
Sergei Zubov is our top guy to bring up. All right. Zubov is in. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, Momantha's still dressed. That's why. There we go. How is Anton Stastny? He was doing all right. He had 6 points in 20 games. I think he was at 6 points in 10 games before.
Yeah, so he has not been doing really all right since then. He kind of fell off when Lafleur came back.
Which is odd, but let's see how this goes here. Game versus the Rangers. Hopefully good pick-me-up. And it is a 6-3 victory. Howard-Check Solani. Zubov gets a goal in his first game. And Howard-Check caps the Howard-Check gets the hat trick. Man, you got me confused there. And I started wanting to say something. And I don't know what that was about. Woo. Anyways, we'll take the victory and run with it. Dave Ellett is ahead of schedule.
All right. Rangers with their rookie first-round pick, Jaromir Jagr. Kind of odd to see.
Just a few years ahead, Jeff. Just a few years ahead. Okay, I guess we got to leave Grant Fuhr in for the game versus St. Louis since he played there. And Herb Brooks is coaching St. Louis. 7-4 victory over St. Louis. Dave Lowry scores, current Jets head coach. And then we just put on a clinic. Howard-Check, Solani, Lafleur, Solani, Helmanen, Olofsson, Howard-Check. Adam Oates scores late for St. Louis in the third. Nice. And it is victory. Momantha says he can play if we need him.
And Elliot's almost back too.
Yeah, but I'm going to leave him out till he's perfectly healthy. Okay, back-to-back versus St. Louis. Let's leave Fuhr in. And 7-2 victory. Nice. Howard-Check, Ashton, Howard-Check, Wilson. Lafleur scores again. I think Lafleur's got every goal on the power play. Steen, Ron Wilson. Pretty good holding off Brett Hull. Oh, Brett Hull and Brian Marchment got in a fight.
That would have been pretty.
Oh, Brian Benning versus Anton Stastny. And Brian Benning versus Alex Gusterov. All right, busy second period. Momantha is back. Well, he's not at 100% yet. All right, so he is back now. So we'll put Zubov out and put Momantha in. Won't change anything else for the moment. And we win versus the Islanders, 4-2. Hoggood, Ogrenick, Stastny. Anton picked up the assist, and Teemu Selanne scores again.
Yeah, and Stastny the first star with 2 assists, so kind of knew he was on the bubble for getting benched there and picked it up.
All right, game versus Quebec here. Again, we're not going to change anything. Just go, Fuhr, go. And Fuhr ends up with a 3-3 tie versus Quebec. All right, Ogrenick scored. Peter Stastny.
Back with rookie Martin Brodeur in goal.
That's weird. All right, game versus Montreal. We're probably going to get absolutely clobbered by Montreal. So I'll put Hasek in net. And we only lose 4-3. It's respectable. They went up 2-0. Then Anton Stastny scores. Because you keep calling him out. And Guy Lafleur again. I think he just sits at like the other team's blue line, gets a breakaway, scores again unassisted. Healthy players, so Dave Ellett's ready to come back. That's good news. Which means we can send Zubov down, which means Marchment can come out and we can replace him with Ellett. Okay, that seems weird. It wants to put Ron Wilson on the first line with Selanne and Howard-Check.
is you've got Solani locked to that left wing position. It would probably do something more sensible, and you've got 3 guys. You got too many guys locked into place.
Well, I want Solani on the first line.
Put him on the right wing then.
Okay, then I put Kennyworth on the other side. Okay, I like that better. I still don't know about Ron Wilson on the second line. I'm going to put Guy Lafleur there because he seems to be doing something. So we'll keep trying to get him going. And I guess we actually are over our hour here. So
yeah,
we'll just sim out this one, and it's a 6-2 loss to Calgary. Okay, we can't end on a loss.
Now they are the defending champions.
And we got a game here versus the North Stars. Sim this one out, and we get a 7-6 loss. What? Kennyworth, Ellett, Ogrenik,
Lost in overtime.
Solani, Gusarov. Yeah, overtime.
Problem is losing in overtime at this point doesn't get you any points.
It's just a loss. Development report.
Dave Gagne with 55 seconds left.
All right, so a bunch more guys going up. Like it. I'm scared to look at the downs. Timo Solani keeps putting up like 4 things per 4 things per month. That's the word I'm looking for. Month is the word. Yeah, okay, I like that. All right, so I feel pretty good about where we're leaving here, so I'm going to start doing the wrap-up. So, Thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments, as well as twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager. You can also find us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as Twitter. We're at Franchise Hockey. You can also find us on our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums where you can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team, Out of the Park, OOTP Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. As I mentioned earlier, FHM is on sale for about another week, where you can get it for 25% off during the winter sale. And that's $29.99 USD. It might be a little bit different depending on your currency. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, I think we got pretty much everything covered there. And just taking a little bit of time off now, and we'll get back working at the game very shortly. And we'll have at least 2 more content updates coming for you in the new year. One will be at the trading deadline, and one will be sometime between now and then, probably roughly in the middle.
All right, sounds good. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all again next week.